Go ahead, Frank.
Okay. Yeah, this is not even unknowing. You can't even hang your hat on unknowing. You can't even hold on to that. I mean, this is lost in the for never after. And there's no anchor and no safe ground, and there's no mommy or daddy and no guru and no king and no queen. It's just how it is. And it's not even pulling back from how it is. Saying how it is how it is. And that's the echo, almost trying to catch an echo. And it's either this, and however it is seen as a sort of a phenomenality, or it's seen as a thing that appears to be happening and it's real and it's definite and it is a certain thing. And that seems to be the beginning and end of it, really. Either it's a sort of a wow, but not a wow for anyone, but a sort of a kind of a wow about anything and everything that appears to be happening, or it's, this is a meeting, this is Zoom, this is nothing TV, and this is real. This is definitely a meeting that's going places. And either when this is happening, there's a feeling of, okay, well, he's going to get to the point now of this. Either he's going to get to the point, or the point is the no point. And it's not even a point that's no point. This is a total loss of any kind of knowing. And that's why, even though I was writing the word unknowing, and then it's not even, you can't even say unknowing, but it's a nice way to describe the death of all concepts and ideas, that it can't be in words, and yet it's the sound of a voice, and it's there isn't a point to what I'm saying. The point is that I'm saying. So it's I feel in a way this is phenomenally disappointing, in that in the end all there is what is, and it's not known that there's what is. It just seems like there's a voice that's saying now there is what is, and really that's the beginning and end of it. I mean, it doesn't seem like despite looking into this apparently for years, I don't use words like liberation or loss of self or the death of self or any of those. It just doesn't seem like that, because there is nobody doing anything. This is the beginning and end. Like there's nobody doing the seeking. There's nobody wanting to ask that question. It's just the want to ask the question. And it's totally, phenomenally, beyond compare, boring and ordinary. And yet, wow. But even saying wow is a killer for that, which is just give me something. And but it doesn't seem like, I mean, what can you give? This is the forever after, for never after. Now, and there's not even a now. So see, the killer, I mean, it is a killer in a way, the idea that, for example, Frank McCaughey begins and talks, and it suggests then that this is something that can be known. I mean, there's no doubt about that. That's unavoidable. If there's seeking happening, if it's just for the crack, then it's just for the crack. But if seeking is happening, then it has to be the case that Frank McCaughey must know. Why on earth would he talk unless he must know something? But this is unknowing, and it's not even unknowing. So it's the beginning and the end of the universe all the time. I mean, yeah. So this is about sharing in a way, and about chatting about it, I suppose. So chatting about this it that's not an it, and this that's not a this. It's this. So whatever comes up is this. This is bullshit, then that's this. This is amazing, then that's this. It's fucking everything, 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 everything. And yeah, it's that feeling of, yeah, but that's yeah, but it sounds like, yeah, but you know, yeah, but it's like the person almost has the foot on the brakes, but there isn't a person. There's just the brakes, and that's what is also. So whatever is, so yeah. So inarticulateness like this is this. Just you know, so so if anybody wants to chat about this, I'd love that.
Hi, Frank.
Hey.
Hi, just wanted to say hi. I love your work. I've been listening to all your, the podcast and everything these past weeks, and it's just a lot of fun to see now, like this apparent development. I'm just out of a meeting with Kenneth, so I'm just
I think I've noticed your name coming up. Your hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah. So really appreciate your work.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
I don't know if that's a question that somebody's put. We are in a simulation as human. Okay, if that works. In a way, that's kind of the movement. It's always got to be a thing. So even if it's a simulation, it's so I know it. I know it's a simulation, and it's safe. It's not safe. I mean, it is utterly gentle too. It's everything.
I think what's so great about it is that it really includes everything, and that means also the shitty stuff. We're just talking about that, and it's just so amazing, because usually you would say like, okay, I don't know what kind of sense of liberation is it, and something else isn't it, and it's just everything, and that's so amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think things like events that appear to happen, then there's a sense of, oh, that was that, and this is not that. And, feeling, it's like, you know, the sun is shining, feeling healthy, feeling optimistic. God, I must be getting close now. And then, I mean, I don't even need to seek, apparently. And then when feeling shitty and grumpy and all of that happens, and nervous or whatever, well, that can't be. That can't be it. It can't be it. It can't be that. It can't be that. But I mean, it includes everything, including saying it includes everything. That's the everything. That's the lost and the for never after. That's the impossibility. That's the trying to catch catching, because everything is it except it's not an it. So everything, love and romance and death and destruction and chaos and rage and silence and pity, and there is all words to try and separate it, but it's still what it is, whatever it is.
Yeah, and anger, for example, arising for no one, just kind of arising, and that's it's weird too, because there's always this identification with anger, or this like this me energy, but just anger or whatever, frustration. And
I think life presents itself like this. Real life almost advertises itself everywhere. So with the idea of liberation comes the idea of the package, and the package is peace and bliss. That's what the bundle: eternal wisdom, peace and bliss. And what doesn't come with that is rah 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 rah, beeping the horn and rage, and no, they're lower energy frequencies. And okay, good luck with that then. Frank, can you speak to how and when the shift happened for you? I
Frankie.
thought. Oh, sorry. I was reading the question there. Go for it, Joey.
It's not a question. It's just, I think even to say it includes everything is a story, because there's not something out there that includes it. It's just this itself. It cannot not be anything other than that.
Yeah. 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 What is? It's not an it.
Whether you or I.
I think you're breaking up with me, but I think I got, yeah, it's not, it includes everything. It's not an it. It's what is. And it's not, you can't even say what is. But somehow within saying it includes everything, that's everything, appearing as that. Do you know what I mean? So it's not anything.
Not even that it's not an it. What I'm saying, it includes everything.
It's very difficult to hear you, buddy.
Something out there.
Yeah, I've kind of lost you. I don't know if you want to have another go. I don't think it's. I think I got the gist of what you're saying, but you're gone on me.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you, Joey. So maybe come back. I got the impression that what you were saying is that it doesn't include. It's not an it, and there isn't an out there. Yeah, exactly. But somehow there's a mesmerizedness about talking about it, and so yeah. Frank, can you speak to how and when the shift happened for you? I followed you interviewing a number of non-duality speakers. just doesn't seem like I go down the route of that. I kind of have noticed that I have said something like that this has been unfolding for 20 years, and that perhaps the Big Bang happened 20 years ago, and then the echo of that was a lostness in the idea that this could be known, and that just seemed to, in a way, I was able to find a gazillion books and gurus, but they never really felt particularly right. And then the open secret message felt like a bit of a zing. It just felt totally just resonated is the word, but it kind of just, it was just a bit of a wow, and but still I felt that it had to be something known, and that loop went on until just collapsed, and at the same time everything died. I mean, you could say there was a multitude of experiences, but the experiences, the idea that it was a thing or something that could be had, the idea that it was a thing that could be had never felt right. So even if there was some huge experiences or some tiny experiences, it felt like it can't be an experience. And I can't describe the end because, well, I can say nothing happened, and that's not a thing, that's nothing. Nothing happened, and that's the love beyond compare. In a way, nothing happened. But it probably sounds like I'm being a bit obstreperous by saying nothing happened, but nothing happened. And
yeah, what I was saying, Frank, is from our perspective, watching you, I noticed a lot of interviews with Tony Parsons, Andreas Muller, Jim Newman, that you were still kind of seeking and, in the same boat like many of us. But there seems to have been, from this perspective, there seems to have been a shift because now what you're saying and what you're communicating is, I can see the shift there.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it is. I probably would have done the exact same thing, and but that was just what was happening, and this is just what was happening, and the only thing that I can say is that seeking for this died. Seeking for the energy movement that this wasn't this died, and that collapsed, and so yeah, I can see why you would say that, and I suppose sort of a reticence about then talking at all because of seeking and because of the idea of how that can be seen. Oh wow, so you hit it, Frank, you hit the big time, and so crap to say, oh no, just what it is. Like, I mean, it would be amazing for a character like me to have been able to come up with something wonderfully awe-inspiring and to be able to say, wow, look, just.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. I see that things, I mean, in a way, I would say seemingly happening in my case as well. But I was just curious, in your case, was it sudden or was it gradually that, the system took that everything is what is happening, that I'm not in
You see, the system doesn't know that it's just what's happening. It's just somehow there's just what's happening. There's just what's happening. And there always was that, just what's happening. If you wanted, you could say that the hinges were blown off 20 years ago, but I don't really know why I seem to say that. But the unfolding just seemed to I can't say. You see, this is what happens is I reply to that in an attempt, and it's just a story, and I can't tell stories. So that's a bit annoying. I'm sorry about that. There's just what is.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. But as I was saying, from our perspective, watching you, there's a difference. There was, when you were interviewing other speakers, there was still some sense of trying to find out and seeking, which seems to have all settled down to nothing.
Yeah, actually, in a way, you could say that perhaps an event that appears to happen is you almost want the seeking energy seems to want an event back when nothing happens. There's nothing to want back, or there's nothing to get when nothing happens. When the end happens, there's just. And it's not even an ordinary, already, like, it's too many words there, you know. But I can see what you're saying. That's how it appears to you, and I could say that it's the exact same. It's just that somehow I'm not looking for it. But same crap, same everything, same. But just the idea that this can be known, or can somebody knows it, or that there's a king and a guru over there that might have this wrapped up and held and condensed. That's all just, it's all collapsed. And yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Yeah, it's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Without having to be anything at all. I can hear you now, Joey.
Fucking phone got hot. That's what it was. It was in the windshield. Say that it includes everything, because that would mean that there's something out there to include it. It's itself. Blatantly, obviously, staring you in the face, just this, or whatever you want to call it. It's like hitting you with a baseball fucking bat.
But it's saying, you know, the sentence that you just said there, it's too late already, but it's that saying it. Do you know what I mean? It is that. So, and it's not, it's the sentence, whatever the sentence is coming out of my trapdoor right now is it, but it's not an it, and it's not coming from anywhere, and it's not held in the words, and it is held in the words, but it seems like what this game here is, that this interaction is in a way this hopeless attempt at trying to catch catching. And it's wonderful in a way, because every movement towards, every movement against is it. So that's the total free fall that is in everything, really, in every conversation. It just seems to be that there's a kind of a description of describing, you know? It seems to be that, but it can't be held, and it's not a word, and it's not an it, and so, you know, but that's the play at hand here, in a way. That's the play. That's what.
Yeah, it just seems to be when the seeking energy fall, the already non-existent seeking energy stops, then it's just, it can't be more obvious.
Yeah, I used to hate the word obvious, simply because it was kind of like, oh, here's something that could be known, and I'm so fucking stupid I can't get it. So maybe that's just a word that I don't like. You know what I mean? Because it is in not knowing, it is in knowing, it is nothing to do with obviousness, it's nothing to do with anything. I mean, it's total and utter freedom. It doesn't have to be anything. And yet it seems to be things, appears to be things. But
Things just appearance of nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a whoo. but like it's what is like it's driving the car there while you're talking on the phone, you know what I mean? And keeping your eye on the road and all of that, you know what I mean?
The greatest thing is that it's so naturally, obviously easy to do that, and you know, life is just happening on its own. It's just on its own, simply just is needed. Nothing extra is needed.
Yeah, everything's happening on its own, but it's not like everything's happening on its own though, because it feels almost external, but somehow within all of that is yeah, it's pretty amazing to be able to even have a chat, like, isn't it? About anything.
It feels, no, it's just, I think when the seeking energy ceases, even momentarily, it's just obviously staring you in the face. Like I said, it's like hitting you with, you know, it's not sudden. It's not subtly just this. It's a fucking, it's obviously this. It's like, you know, somebody's coming and punching you in the face.
Yeah, we see though, you know, in a way though, like even saying seeking energy or whatever, it still kind of anchors in chaos, isn't it? Really, it's like making real things like there's a seeker, there's actually a seeker, or there's seeking happening. Okay, I'm a seeker now. At least I get to be that, or it's hopeless. At least I get to be hopeless. Can hold on. God, I'm hopeless now. Really going to give up on the seeking. Then that's still a way to survive, really. Isn't it really? You know, it's Jesus, it's this. It's like a juggernaut or it's whatever it is. It's absolutely gentle and it's phenomenal, but it's not anything. It's ordinary brushing your teeth. Woo! For no one, though. It's just how it can be. See, in a way, you can't hear anything like even woo sounds like woo. Oh, wow, geez, there must be something great there. Well, it's plain, ordinary, and just how it is. Just
your teeth, or the sky, or pavement, or
you're kind of coming and going. So somebody is Puyo, the existing life. I don't know if that's a question or he wants me to read it out. In your experience, is the shift always permanent, or can one oscillate between awake and not awake? Yeah, I mean, I've heard the stories of the being and all that. I mean, you can go down that rabbit hole of nearly there, and that can last for eternity. There is no one though. It's killer. It's you see, if there was one, then they would oscillate between being awake and not awake. You know, so it doesn't seem like I say then I can go along with the being and all that. It's kind of just like another anchor, isn't it? And now I'm nearly there, you know. And that's how it is. That's how it is. Oh God, it's so awful because like it's just ordinary this, and it's already known. It's already known, like, and so then you hear it go. I mean, if it's already, but like, and the problem is, by hearing or looking in a book or seeing a guru, it almost seems like, oh, okay, that will fill this empty vacuum. There's no filling that empty vacuum, baby. It's boundless. Oh, it's just fucking this, like boundless. Boundless is another one of those words, isn't it? It's a killer because boundless then suggests it's, oh, can't be. it's something imagined. It's like nothing is imagined to be a thing that's grey and dull, whereas boundless, well, that's fruitful and epic. So, I'm going to go for that. It can't be plain old ordinary. Got to be a way. And still it's just this. It never departs. And it's not an it. Is this a kind of a perfect inoculation against boredom? Being bored is it, though. So what you do about that? Yeah. How is everything one? How is everything one? You see, in a way, like, even one is a killer, really, because it kind of makes it a thing, doesn't it? Like, again, I see Girish Chavan has a hand raised, so I don't know whether. Just come in, Girish, go for it.
Hello.
Hey.
I attended from maybe 2 or 3 talks from Nothing AFM. Very nice talks happening here, and very beautiful people or souls. I have some. I am also doing practice in spirituality, but from 2 or 3 days, I have one question that we are giving some word or concept to nothingness. Is there fear we can say for human or we as for losing ourselves? That's why we are giving too much meaning.
Is there fear?
Then what is your opinion?
Is there fear?
Lose of ourself or self. That's why we giving too much meaning for nothingness, for comfort ourselves.
I see, the meaning maker can only give meaning to things, so then nothingness becomes a thing to be. Well, what's nothingness? It's imagined to be, however it seems to be imagined there, and then accompanying fear. But there is apparent fear with this.
Because we have some our habits that giving meaning every time.
Yeah, the meaning maker finds meaning in absolutely everything, even
and suddenly we don't have words
even in nothing. Like so then it's nothing, and you'll hear people going around and go, "This is nothing." Okay.
Just in.
Okay. Good. Okay. I mean, it's not a thing that's nothing. Yeah.
When we were say nothing, then that's also there is nothing. The word is also there.
Say that one more time.
No emotions.
Yeah, okay. Let's see a note from Andy. Hey, Andy. Hey, Frank, what are your thoughts on psychologists, self-help, people like Jordan Peterson? Is it just a game and futile? Oh, it's just what it is, isn't it? I don't really have an opinion on all that. It part of it seems to be trying to fix something that doesn't exist, and so the sentence "there is no one in that zone" seems to be in that kind of arena wouldn't be considered, or then it's taken on as a concept. And then you can, as part of some kind of advice, and as you can take on this belief that there's no one, and learn from that, and blah blah blah. That's what it is in a way. It seems, yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's game or futile or whatever. It's what it is, isn't it? I mean, we're talking about the phenomenality of something appearing to happen. So if that's what we're talking about, it includes everything, including judgments on it and whatever that might arise. Yeah, talk to you again about that if you want, but I mean, it's just a story.
Silence feels good.
Just go for it again, Girish. I think you put your hand up there, did you? I mean, if you want to ask, just go for it.
I have a question for a little, because recently I found that in the nothingness, after that your shift is day-to-day life, how you see or how you feel. Just because in my just observation, I am for day-to-day life we need self, we need beliefs, we need feelings. What shift you after shift? What you observing? I'm little curious about that.
Yeah. So there is no shift. There is no one, and there is no shift, and there's no one asking that question there. Already. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The grass is growing, the leaves are growing, the thoughts are being tutted. And the questions are being asked, and the questions are not being asked. But it's the phenomenality of something appearing to happen, and there might be an idea that this can be known or can be had, and despite hearing that this is nothing happening and there is no shift, it's this asking that question there now. But it sounds like then I'm saying that with passion, but it's like, well, I am obviously. It's like it's exactly what has been asked there. So I mean, how crap is that? How crap is it that it's the frustration? How crap? You know, but then it would be a thing that could be had and known and bound, and it could be known and then enter hell. Enter hell if it's a thing that can be known, as far as I'm concerned. Anything to do with knowing. If you feel this ever can be caught or held or bound, oh, I mean, good luck with that. But give you a hug anytime. Is that a crap answer? Is that what you were looking for in an answer? Is that?
Yeah, I am not looking for answer.
Okay. Is there such a thing as free will, and can you explain in detail? So, as part of the definite reality of everything, part of comes with that is that I'm definitely making a choice, and I'm definitely going to ask a question, and I'm definitely going to lose weight, and I'm definitely going to be a good person now. I'm not going to be impatient anymore. I'm definitely not. And I'm going to choose who I talk to, whatever that story is. So it seems like choices are being made, and it seems like decisions are being made, but it's just nobody's doing it. So nobody is doing the God, blah, 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 you know. Okay, I'll sleep on. I'm not gonna get up this morning and do the workout. You know what I mean? So it's just nobody's doing it. So it appears like it's definitely this is real. So it's definitely free will, even though the nails growing, the hair growing, the heart beating, the blood pumping through the veins, every tiny thing. And definitely it's apparent that I have no control over all those, but the decision making and the me feeling of that I'm definitely here, this is definitely real. That's unavoidable. That's how it is. And what comes with that seems to be that I'm going to make free will and choice. But I mean, it appears like there's free will and choice, but nobody's doing it. So nobody is doing the seeking. If there was somebody there, this is the last place, you know, really, you'd run for the hills once you hear this, if there was somebody doing the seeking. You know what I mean? Like, really, because, okay, there's nothing to get. It's not like it's a thing that's nothing to get, or it's, oh, there's a wow, there's this amazing nothing. It's nothing, baby. Like, but not a thing that's nothing, and round and down, reboot, and on and on. And on we go. Was there a period of disorientation after the apparent shift, or did it just feel completely natural? Ooh, see, what I would say is that when the hinges were blown off 20 years ago, there was no comparison for suddenly something happening. There was just no comparison at all. And I don't know, then you could say that I spent all this time trying to figure it out, but that's just what appeared to happen. So it was, yeah. I don't know if that answer was it. That's so maybe there was, but it's so long ago. And then end is nothing. That's why, in a way, you see, if it's an event or a thing that can happen to someone, or appears like it happens to someone, or there's this sense of that was this, that's this, and this is not this. What's happening? Having a cup of coffee and trying to wake up is not this. When I was blown away and blah blah blah, that's what it is. That's almost like you're being almost, what is that like? I couldn't tell you, but maybe, then what happens is the thing wants that apparent thing. So seeking seems to happen then. But yeah, doesn't get close to this though, just ordinary. See, everything, like, that's the problem as well. You open your mouth and a load of stories and everything comes out. Still, you know, plain old ordinary this. Woo! However, however, what is how it is. And if that is a sense of nearly there or whatever, then that's just somehow that's happening. But I mean, like I said, if you were there in the first place, it would be perfect, and you would be perfect. It's amazing that if you were there doing the seeking, really, definitely, then this is the last place to be. You know, talking about being interested, because you're actually hearing it's what is. There's nothing to get, and that's. But if there was somebody really doing the seeking, then they'd be off with their spiritual six pack, and they'd be working on it every day. Boom, 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 and they'd be nearly there, nearly there, nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. Yeah. In fact, they wouldn't be nearly there. They'd be. I don't know. It's just rambling. I gotta say, my favorite thing maybe is to say that there is no non-duality. There's no oneness. There's no thing. There's no everything. Because then it sounds like Frank knows, even in a way, like it's just, you could say nothing, but then silence would be objectified as a thing. So somehow then this voice box keeps going.
Hi, Frank. Can you talk a little bit about if there have been any changes in your life that recently, like, you know, a relationship with others or things that you might have observed? So-called
well,
you.
it's funny. My wife said this is the summer of a full-on Frank, so you could take that for what it is. You know, she could probably describe. You know, how can I describe? I don't know. I mean, genuinely, I'd say she says, "What are you talking about?" He's just a dickhead. So. I think the game playing is far less, maybe the game playing, but that really had been not there for a long time. But you know, the trying to meet and negotiate and trying to, you know, you see, in the business world, maybe there was a bit of carry on like that, but. You know, I can't. She said it's the summer of full-on Frank, so that was last summer. So whatever that means, like you know, a carelessness. But then you see, it sounds like an acquisition. Then, but it's just how it is, and it's just how it is there. It's just, you know, it's just how it is there, and it's just how it is here. However that is, which includes everything. And it's so, you know, in a way, then if I start saying one thing or another thing, it sounds great, but again, it's another story. I can tell you any story you want to hear. Most of them are pretty boring. I got a dog, for example. Somehow, boom, we're getting a second dog. Don't ask me how that happened. I just went yes. So that, but I get, you know what I mean? But all our stories are our stories. What we're talking about is the fucking.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I can relate to that. That carelessness or freedom or whatever you call it. Yeah. In the seeming. Yeah.
In the seeming, yeah. I mean, again, you see, you do have to. It sounds lovely, but it's just how it is, and so maybe there's a difference. But at the level, I can't seem to see that. I can't even seem to go there. It's not that I'm trying not to. I just can't seem to tell. It just seems like a load of crap. So it doesn't seem to go. I don't seem to go there in telling a story like that. But I mean, if you, we could talk about all that, but it's just I feel like it's endless of stories. I mean, we are the story makers. Oh yeah, and we yeah. I mean, really and truly in everything, and it's beautiful and terrifying and frightening and whatever, or however it is.
Well, talking about terrifying, was there any time recently that you faced fear or anything like that? There have been periods where I have experienced, some unexplained fear coming up and those kind of things.
Yeah, maybe there was. I'd have done a few mental things in my time, psychedelics and things like that. So maybe fear would appear, but it's kind of, there's an obviousness to. I think if there was that sense of self going on, all that fear would have been, God, I need help almost. But it was just a kind of an unraveling, and so fear, really, really fear is just, it's nothing as that. So it still doesn't make it any less or better or worse or whatever. It's just what it is.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah, you could say that there was momentary, but it's so hard to distinguish from. You see, it's just stories like one after another, and it always. It's what it is like. It's kind of like it's the elephant. It's the fucking. I don't know. Yeah, I can't say anything. Sorry about that.
No, actually, you said a lot.
Okay. Okay. You have a nice clear voice.
Thanks.
Just seeing a question here. Do you have any plans? No. In fact, I hate plans, but planning can happen. Planning, but I hate things in the diary, and that's kind of a character thing. Planning can happen, but do I have goals and all that? No. I wouldn't mind some goals. It just doesn't seem to happen. There's no meeting. I mean, there's no meeting. It's never began. This is the beginning. This is the beginning. So sounds make this, it appears like this is real then once the words are spoken. So then there is a this and there is a meeting. But yeah. What's your favorite ice cream? Ben and Jerry's, the one with the toffee and the I can't think of the name of it. Ben and Jerry's something anyway. A salted caramel as well is a favorite of late. Now we're talking. That's the star now. You've got the star prize for the best question. Do you still listen to Kenneth or Tony? Sometimes, yeah. I was listening to Kenneth there recently. And fucking hell. It's, amazing. And Tony is amazing. It's just amazing. It's just, it just seems to happen. And I'd be going, oh, fuck. But it's the energy of almost, it was a kind of an energetic fast forward till I get to it is gone. If I was to go, the energetic almost, that's fast forward to get to skip the start, give me the liberation stuff and all that, that's gone. So yeah, the want for something out of it. And all that. But it's really amazing, like that there are voices apart, that this is because like it advertises itself as everywhere you go as getting somewhere. So then, yeah, it's lovely. Big fan of Kenneth's, obviously, but don't ever tell him that. Just tell him I said he was a dickhead. Of course, there is no Kenneth or Tony. Makes them real, isn't it? In a way. Fun to watch you seeking, though. Yeah, I can't go. I won't be. Maybe I'll go back and look at that. But it's great. I remember in the 0 and 1 and sitting with Andreas and feeling that I just was so sick of hearing this that I wanted to puke. I actually felt just physically ill from hearing it. And then still then, you know, okay, back though, still back looking. That's how, yeah. I'm glad you enjoy it, Yasmin. It's no use. Great for ice cream. You're in full reflection. Kamal, do you still have body reactions to adverse situations? Yeah. That would happen. Yeah, anything and everything. It's not free ticket. This is everything. You see, if already there's nobody seeking, if already there's nobody writing that, it's just being written, then of course there's everything. Like everything can happen. Anything and everything can happen. Enjoyment is happening now, apparently, despite all thoughts to the contrary. I think I used to imagine that there was something that wasn't being said, or there's some great thing that when everybody was talking, they're just not telling me the amazing part. That the nothing's happening, and I kind of was used to go, yeah. I know what you mean by the nothing's happening. Yeah, but and then how it would reside, and how would say the train would stay on the tracks was the imagination still that they're secretly. I know that being no one, being somebody that's a no one, means that pain is just beautiful. Or, confusion isn't really confusion. It's something else. And it was always some sort of and never, like, really and truly, the childlike screeching wonder is just something happening, just whoa, for no one. As it's, so, you know, it's but it can't be heard in a way, really. It is impossible. It's impossible when but it's still the most wonderful. It's a wonderful message. It's a wonderful thing to hear, really. It is wonderful that what you get is life. You just don't get to get it. And it's not even life then. It's just what is, how it is, and it's not a what that is. It's just, it's the fucking thing. It's the thing that's wrecking your head, except you imagine it, that it's over there and somebody must know. It's the jazz hands. It's just, however, you know, sitting, bored, get me to the good, talk to me about liberation and a painless life. Give me all that. I would have loved a hangover-free life. That's what I would have loved. Oh, yeah, definitely. That was the only part I was looking for. Jazz hands from the Black Hole Pub. Yeah, must chat with Michael. Michael's a dude. Yeah, we did a 7-hour podcast. I had to cut it in half. I mean, and it could have kept going on. It could have kept going on, and you know, why don't we get it? Because there's not an it, there isn't a we, there isn't a why. It's an idea, a kind of sensed feeling that it has to be known. Maybe it's reinforced since day dot that out there is where it is. You know. So here, Kamal, it's already in the sentence, the phenomenalness of why don't we get it? It's that question, that felt question. It is that. That's what is, and you don't get to get what is, because that's what is. And the recognition is almost the recognition or talking about it almost appears as if you're talking about something, so it's a kind of an aberration, but obviously that's what is also. So, you know, I definitely would have hated. I would have hated listening to Frank McCaughey. That's for sure. He would have done my nutting. Give me something, you prick. There must be, here. It is the, here.
It looks like Frank went offline there for a moment. we're just going to hang on here for him.
Okay.
Oh, there he is, Frank. Oh, okay. I thought you disappeared there for a moment, Frank. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I need to get on to I think that's Emerson trying to tell me I need to get on to slide 10. Is that what you're saying to me, Emerson? I need to get on to
you're all
slide.
good. You're all good.
I'm fucking with you. It's slide 10 in my presentation. I think we're getting through it now. I just hopefully everybody's got a good grasp of the presentation today. We'll go back over it at the end.
Hello, Frank.
Hi.
Hello, Girish is here.
Hi, Girish.
Do you think that in sleep state we are more closer in nothingness?
In sleep
mode? Our sleep mode, human sleep mode. We are more closer in nothingness.
Yeah, I think I hear you. I mean, in a way, you see, there isn't really nothingness, or all that. It's just there's what is close.
Yes.
So what is what is. However that is.
In sleep we lose all.
Yeah, you could say sleep is like dying. Or sleep is death in a way, you could say. That's
I
the
am not
individual
saying
dies. Is that what you're saying? Sleep is
no.
sleep is sleep.
Where is meaning, there is everything. Where is not meaning, there is nothing. And still we are defining.
Yeah, well, the meaning maker is always looking for meaning in everything.
Yes.
Yeah, in everything, like really, there's always some sort of meaning, has to be meaning.
That's our habit.
Yeah. I mean, you can people do that, and that's how it is. Yeah, meaning and purpose and all that. Good luck with all that. Yeah. This is its own purpose, and it's not it. It sounds great that, but anyway, yeah. Dear Frank, so actually, there's no problem even when a question appears. Yeah, there's no problem. There's no problem. Eric Lips, great name. And somebody else wrote here, I can't even get it that I can't get it. You're not doing it though. You're not doing that. I can't even get it that I can't get it. From this perspective here, I can't even get it that I can't get it is, yeah. You're not there though. Already, like.
Nowadays, spiritual business giving meaning to the meaning seeker.
Say that one more time.
Some spiritual businesses nowadays giving meaning to the meaning seekers or make them happy.
Yeah, I see. Every inch is a story. I mean, this is a story. Everything is a story, and stories are amazing. It just seems to be how it is. Everything is imbued with a story. Like, even nothing can somehow be imbued with nothing. But maybe it all can drop out of it. Maybe it all can collapse. I don't know. But, already, like it's there, pouring through your senses, asking, saying what you're saying.
There is play in nothingness and everythingness. I'm observing a lot sometimes nowadays.
Okay.
We make story, we observe nothingness, just happening as it is. We are not part of life, we are life.
Yeah, life, yeah. Yeah. Life, yeah. Woo!
This is also a beautiful story.
I know. It's like homeless is home.
But for making earning money or for hunger, we have to come in everything. There is no.
If hunger happens, yeah, then going to get food.
Yes. And then wife or children make noise.
Yeah.
Come out from that set.
Yeah, cleaning up the dog poo has to happen.
We need food. We need clean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, seems to be like that.
And we are smiling very such beautiful life happening.
Okay. Ear Monk Mystic Music. Great name. What is the whole transcendence thing about? Oh, it's another juicy steak, as far as I'm concerned. All of that is just another juicy steak in a restaurant, or there's a pizza that I want, or I want I want transcendence, or I want spirituality. It's all, just want and all that. I'm sure you did look up on the internet. It's always a thing to get anyway. More than likely, transcendence. I'll transcend myself. and then so it seems to be all anchors to survive, just like nearly there, or beyond compare sad. Beyond compare sad, yeah. It's still a way to, I'm that now. I'm beyond compare sad. It's still a thing to be, or I'm this or I'm that. It's always something that can be a thing to be real, to hold on to imagine. But nobody's doing it, so it's all good in the hood. Even if it's not. Even if it's not like this isn't a free ticket. This isn't a free ticket. This is edgy, beyond. This is. Eric Lips said, I think the wonder is that the me story unfolds itself by itself as itself. Yeah, somehow everything is unfolding. If that's what you're saying, and it's kind of phenomenal in that sense. without somehow that vested interest that seems to appear, trying to hold on and keep the good experiences and push away the bad ones. But like, it still can't get close to, whoa, like just, and in a way it feels, sometimes it can feel like, God, they must know, they have it sussed. But if it's unknowing and not to do with words, but yet as words, and it's impossible, because if indeed nobody is seeking, nobody really is seeking and asking questions and desperately wanting to get this nothing. If nobody's doing that, then nobody will recognize it either. And in that impossibility, maybe, there you go now, there, oh, there's a little something to catch on to.
Nothingness actually not finding meaning. We say the self finding meaning.
Self-finding meaning.
Nothingness just
See, there isn't a thing called nothingness, but I suppose in a way, the freedom is the meaninglessness. The freedom is the collapse of all that.
Actually, that self-giving meaning to nothingness to express.
Yeah, the self will do that, I suppose. Yeah.
You know, we need for talk. We need words.
We need what?
Words for expression. We need words. That's why we just. But that is the experience. We can't share experience. Self is being.
Yeah, it's how it is. However, it is like, so sharing and talking and conversations and all the things that appear to happen are how it is, and it's full on amazing, and it's full on everything though. It's full on everything, and it's still like, you know, even that like it's just it's you know, you can't, anyone, it's kind of like there isn't words, and yet it is the attempt. And it is the saying that there isn't words. So it's so Deep Void has asked, how do you apply non-duality to work and career? Is your boss and nobody to your okay? So there isn't non-duality, and this is absolutely useless. This is the most useless thing. The most useless thing. And yes, still, it's amazing that somehow there's kind of half an interest in somebody's talking and chatting and all that's going on. But I mean, really, this is absolutely pointless. There's nothing to gain here. This is, you know, run now. I mean, you know, run for the hills, you know, really. Nothing's asked here. I mean, it's a conversation in a way. It's actually a sharing, and it's a sharing somehow about the phenomenality of something appearing to happen. And within that, the sentence, saying something appears to happen is being said, and there's a kind of a wow about that, and that's what's been shared. Maybe there's just the woo, anyone at all to fuck. You know, do you know what I mean? So somehow, you know, all of the benefits and being somebody that's a nobody and going egoless and all of that can just collapse and die. And somehow, despite all the words that are there still, all the crap and all the rubbish books and everything, somehow this is unavoidable, because it includes and is everything. So, you know, so how do you, yeah, well, it's the only, I mean, nothing's asked, no attempt to want to change, nobody could change it. It's just totally, I mean, really, we're in the garden. If we want to be romantic, we're in the Garden of Eden, playing together somehow and chatting. We're in the for never after. This is totally cluelessness. This, I mean, there's better explanations to what is. I've just never heard them because it can't be described. You know, it can't be described. And yet, while it's the sentence, it can't be described. So, will you continue with the podcast? Yeah, see what happens. See what happens. I don't know. It's just somehow, some days you just go boom, see somebody writing something, or just get the vibe, or I kind of don't know. It's more like, you know, if somebody comes to me wanting to sell something or know something, I instantly just go, oh, please. You know, it's just a totally different energy. But I'd chat to anyone, be it, you know, if it's just a kind of a discovery, or not, I don't know, you know, it's just a totally different energy when somebody's trying to sell me something. So I have no interest in that. But then then suddenly, boom, I'm going to chat to somebody, and then I'd send somebody a message, and then I go, God, I'm never doing that again. I'm never putting that up again. Rah, 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 blah, blah, blah. 2 seconds later, boom, doing another one. Come back. Yasmin, you can do it. You can, if you want to do it, you can do the podcast. You'd be great. There are loads of them there, really. You know, there's 85 of them. Yeah. Who is sharing and with whom? Yeah, nobody's sharing anything. Like, I mean, this is just starting now. We're just starting the meeting, and there isn't a meeting, and there isn't a sharing, and there isn't anyone. See, in a way, really, I suppose it's just the realness, and I kind of imagine, you know, words appear like they're real things, and they can't help but divide. But somehow, the meaning and everything can utterly collapse. It seems like, and the same divine cluelessness. You kind of just want to go. You kind of wanted to go. I remember when the whole thing ended. I kind of wanted to go. Do you mean you've got a web? What are you doing having a website? Well, why would you go and talk about this? What is there to say? You gave the impression that you knew something, and actually, nobody's doing anything. So, does your wife notice a change in you? She would say I'm a dickhead still. In fact, she wouldn't use the word still. She said something like full on frank, whatever that is. It's kind of hard to say, you know. I know you'd love that, Leo, but I don't know. You see, you're kind of looking in the mirror. What do you see? Like, I don't know. I have can't seem to tell a story about that. It's not that, it's not coming out of my mouth because it's just, anyway, it's hard to know some of these questions. You mean when you look at your wife, you're looking in the mirror? No, I didn't mean that. No, just I can't see. I don't know what's going on. Like, I really don't know what's going on. So you could tell me better. You could give a view. Really, I just don't have a view. I don't have a view. I don't have anything like. So. The false I can also claim to not have a view. I've done that. Yeah, seems like that, yeah. Everybody, I mean, you have no idea really what's going on, so anybody can claim anything. I mean, claiming your own absence, wow, that's something. But that seems to happen. Christ. Now I'm somebody that's a nobody. See, this is not about knowing, and it's not about, you know, acquiring a thing called unknowing. It's just somehow all of that dies, like, so. All of, it's not, and it isn't a death. It's just the kind of, it's like as if the vump goes out of it all, and it's all just words, isn't it, and sounds. But I think when see, this is so ordinary, and it's just fucking mind-blowingly. Oh. So you must be able to describe it, but it's you know, it's it's that and this, it's, you know, so then you can just end up dancing at the end because you just go. And so the freedom is that it's the freedom, if there is a freedom, and the total relaxation into what is that it's not in the words, it's not owned, and yet somehow, how the fuck, like, somehow here we are, look. Lost in the for never after, baby. No land in sight. And then you're not even lost, though. So you're not, but you're, look, it's all, I like a little bit of romance in there. For never after seems to be something I say. I like kind of that. Yeah, not that there really is a false eye. Yeah, it's kind of really, you see, it's all that, like, isn't it, the false eye? Did you hear? I had a great one. I'm probably going to tell. I've never kind of cracked this joke, but the joke is consciousness, the ego, the false I, the higher self, the lower self, and God, the spirit, and a few angels all went into a bar for a drink. That's it. That's the joke. Oh, I'm still working on it, but I think that's the joke. I think that's what I think. I started a joke, you know. Anyway, I like that one though, because really it exposes just the, you know, just the bullshit. We are the story makers though, so webbing and weaving, that seems to be part of what we do, like, so. Good night, dude. See Girish is off to bed. Thank you. Somebody said nothing needs to happen really. The carrot can be really subtle, yeah. Even that, like, Nothing, nothing becomes a thing that's nothing. So it seems that meaning and control obscures the wonder of unknowable isness. But it's fully that, though. It's fully appearing as meaning and control. It fully is that. That it is somehow what is. So obscuring the wonder of unknowable isness, that's, you know, that all sounds lovely again, but I'll take one with everything. Okay, not my joke, heard it on TV. Can we say no word, no action, no thought on our own? See? Wow. Already no one is writing that. And nobody's doing the feeling of, yeah, but I am. Nobody's doing that either. Nobody's saying I am here now. I am, no, but I am here, I'm seeking. It's just fully what appears to be happening and being described. So it's not dismissed or not, it's not like, you know, okay, that's bad or whatever, or it's just a description of what it is. And somehow that is a phenomenality. It's to say it's spectacular makes it seem like, oh God, it's a thing that's spectacular. It's just somehow that's seen as amazing or this, fully this. So it's unavoidable. You can't escape this, but escaping this is this. It, like you're swimming as what is, looking for what is. It's actually swimming as what is, looking for what is, and that's what is. And nobody knows that. That's just sounds. Non-duality and religions make this as a self-fight. Know me is a one-time information, then is playing words. Yeah, I mean, non-duality and religion and self and all the reliefs, all the beliefs, just endless, you know. I used to remember the idea that non-duality was a thing, and yet I could never really give a description of what non-duality is supposed to mean. which I kind of liked in a way because it held a certain vagueness, but at the moment it seems to be becoming a thing, and so maybe it's tinged a little bit. There is no non-duality. I mean, there is for people, like, it seems, but I mean, you can call it this, you call it whatever you want. Thank you. Yasmin said, bye, Frank. Thanks for nothing. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Mon plaisir, Yasmin. He didn't even give me nothing. He didn't even give me nothing. I would have liked to have got nothing, but he didn't even give me that.
We can't hear you, Yasmin. She's...
I didn't want to say anything, Emerson.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were making gestures there. I'm like, I can't.
No, I was just waving.
Well, thanks for nothing, Yasmin.
Thanks for nothing.
Life need to be lived. Words without any action does not mean anything. Okay. Meaningless. It's lovely, that, isn't it? That's a perfect way to start the meeting, I think, really. Rupa, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, but Rupa says, I'll just spew some stuff here. I don't have any questions. No need to react. Okay, I'm reacting. Anyway, belief seems to be a big factor in selfing, belief and fear. Yeah. See, it's just whatever it is, like, it's impossible. I mean, it's just how it is. It's, ooh. I mean, really, that's the long and the short of it. I mean, really, it's the long and short of it that it's, woo! Not a word has ever been said. Look, woo! That's it. Like, this is it. However it is. However it is, baby. And you don't get to get it. Yeah, amazing.
Thank you so much, Frank. Thank you for this. Thank you for nothing.
You didn't even give me nothing. You didn't even give me nothing. That's I like that.
Thank you for not having a meeting. Thank you for not being here.
Oh, my pleasure. An absolute pleasure.
All right.
Lovely to hear your voice.
It's the voice of whatever. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Go ahead, Frank. Say thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm just going to leave.
All right.
I'm clicking the leave.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.